Hey guys, welcome to Code Grade. So in this video, we are going to learn about layout grids in Figma. So how do you make layout grids, when to make a layout grid, and how to use a layout grid, and for what to use a layout grid. So all these things we'll be talking about in this video. So let's start. Now, for layout grid, you first have to choose a frame, and it's not an iPhone 14, it's a desktop frame wide width is 1440 pixel and height is 1024 pixels. Now let's moving it to the left hand side. Now, when do you use a layout grid? You use a layout grid before starting your starting making your mockup. So that's when you use a layout grid so that you can align all your text, all your images in a perfect manner, pixel by pixel. So when you are going to make a pixel perfect design, that's when you make a layout grid because it helps you align all your content perfectly. Now, what is the first step to making a layout grid? You go to the design panel. So in case if you're not on a design panel in the prototype or spec panel, just come to back to the design panel and then click either on the layer grid or on the plus icon here. And once you click on this plus icon, you see something like grid 10 pixels. So Figma automatically displays this grid, but you have to change it because currently in usually in UI design we use columns and rows grids. We also use grid layout as well sometimes within typography scale, but that's something we'll be talking about later. Now, now when you click on this icon, you have this option on the top left, which if you click says grid columns and rows. You have to select columns. Now, what are all these options? We're talking about all these options one by one. So count says how many columns do you want. So let's just take an example for bootstrap column grid. Now, for desktop bootstrap applies like 12 column grids, right? So we do count to 12. So you see it's automatically now there 12 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now we have 12 column grids. And you can change the color of the columns from here. You choose red. I personally prefer blue. And you can change the opacity here. It's by default 10%, and that's how I like to keep it that way, but you can change it, but it becomes then darker, and it will not be suggested by me. So let's keep it at 10, or at max maybe 20. So I'll keep it at 10% only. And then after you choose the color and the opacity of the color of the columns and the count of the columns 12, you have to choose what kind of a grid do you want. Do you want a stretchy grid? Like, there are two type of responsive designs, guys. One is responsive design and the other is adaptive design. Now, I have personally seen people not knowing the difference between responsive and adaptive design. So responsive design is something when you go towards mobile side, your objects and images becomes a little bit stretched and a little bit it will start shrinking and stretching according to how much space it has. But adaptive, for in adaptive design, it your objects and images and all your containers and cards, they never stretch or shrink. They remain the same size, but at a particular break point, for example 991 break point or 1199 or 767 break point, 768, they just change their positions, but they never stretch or shrink. So that's what adaptive design is. So if you didn't know, now you know that. And yeah, no need to say thanks. You can just simply subscribe. That is enough for me. So, so yeah, like, share, and subscribe, guys. If you like watching my videos, I would really appreciate that. And now, coming to our first option. So it's left. So our columns will start from the left, and when you choose left, you have to choose the width of your column. So how do you choose the width of the column? We'll be talking about. But for now, let's just keep it at 80 pixels. So you see all our columns are 80 pixels. And what are these gaps between the columns? So our columns are these things like which have the background color of light blue. So this is the column, this is the column, this is the column, and like this, these are all the columns with background color of light blue. And what are these gaps? These gaps are called gutters, like space between the columns, which are called gutters. So these are gutters. And how do you choose the spacing of the gutter? It is currently 20 pixel, and you can change it from here, like the from the option gutter. Basically, bootstrap guys are 30 pixel gutter. So that's what we will keep. And offset means like how much offset should it have from the left. Now why not from the right? Because currently our type is left. That's why if you give an offset, it will only give it a margin left from the left side. So you can take it as a margin left in case if you have selected the left type. As to the right side, see it's now 30 pixels from the right side, and the column width is our same, but all of our grid is starting from the right. So that's what it is doing right now. Now, and our gutter is also of the 30 pixel. Now two options we have covered, which is left and right grid. Now what about center? So if you center, now it becomes center, and the offset becomes 0 and disabled. So in center, you do not have the option to give margin right or margin left, because that's what the offset is. Because if you're already making your layout grid in the center, why do you need to give a margin left or margin right? So that's why Figma knows it. It's very intelligent. So that's why it just disables it, because you do not even need it. You are putting your layout grid in the center of the frame or the container. So you don't need an offset. That's why it's disabled. Now you can change the gutter size and putting the gutter size and the width of your column. You can change, how much container max weight do you want, or if you want containers loose, or all this thing. So that's how it works, right? Now stretch, it's the last option in the layout grid. So if I choose stretch, now width become disabled. Now remember, when we chose center, offset becomes disabled because we do not need that option. And similar manner, if we choose stretch, we do not need the width option, because the width of the columns will be automatically decided according to the container width or the frame width, and minus the gutter size. So if we increase the gutter size, you see the gutter size is now 50, and whatever space is then left, it's divided between the 12 columns. So let's keep our gutter width to 20, so that our columns are bigger than our gutters. So that's what we want. So that's how you can make layout grids in columns. In the next video, we will be delving deeper into it, and we will be discussing about row grids and how to make a typography grid, and what sort of different column grids can be used, like what kind of a grid we have to make on the tablet side, and what kind of a grid we have to make on the mobile side. So basically on mobile side we use a 4 column grid, on the tablet we can use a 6 column grid, but in the desktop and the bigger screens we usually and almost always use 12 column grid, because it can be divided further into 6 columns, 4 columns, 3 columns. That's why. So see you in the next video. After you like, share, and subscribe my channel, and watch other of my videos, so that you can learn more, and subscribe so that you do not miss any of my videos any further. So yeah, thank you guys, and I really love you, and bye. Take care.